Welcome to the Wired for Success podcast, your show for ambitious, mission-driven entrepreneurs who want to build million-dollar businesses without sacrificing their health, relationships, or happiness, who understand that in order to build their empire, they need a solid foundation, and that the more they are thriving, the more their business is thriving too. This show brings you the very best from science, self-development, and entrepreneurship to set you up for sustainable success. Hi, I'm Claudia Garbutt, the scientist turned mindset and high-performance coach for entrepreneurs, and I help you get wired for success. Hey everyone, today I would like to take a few minutes to talk about emotional trauma and how it might still affect you today without you even realizing it. Because most of us, if not all of us, carry unresolved trauma with us, and often we're not even consciously aware of that. So a lot of that unresolved trauma actually stems from our childhood and developed as a response to experiences of either lack or overwhelm that we just didn't know how to handle back then. So most people think about trauma as something terrible that happened to them, like growing up with violent parents and not being able to protect yourself, for instance. But trauma can also develop from lack. A lack of attention, for instance. Maybe your parents were just too busy or too stressed out to take good care of you. Or a lack of acceptance. Maybe you've always felt like you didn't belong. You weren't accepted for who you are. You were judged, you were compared, you were criticized all the time. And all those experiences can result in unresolved emotional trauma too. Just think about it. As kids, we don't know how to handle those strong emotions. And strong emotions automatically activate the sympathetic pathway of your autonomous nervous system. And as a result, your heart rate goes up, you breathe faster, you might start to sweat, and maybe you start to panic, because all those sensations can be terrifying if A, you don't know why you're having that experience, and B, you don't know how to calm yourself down again and make those sensations stop. And calming yourself down is a learned skill, and it's a skill that's best learned through co-regulation, which means that in the beginning, your caregivers help you calm down. So they might give you a big hug, they might pat you on the back, they might tell you to take a big breath and that everything's gonna be fine. All of that helps you to calm down and decrease the sympathetic activation. Now, co-regulation is said to be the critical precursor for emotional self-regulation. And if your parents, for whatever reason, did not respond to your needs adequately, it might be harder for you later in life to deal with strong emotions on your own. Because those early traumatic experiences stay with you because they literally get coded into your body and into your brain. Chronic stress affects your brain development, and it can lead to impaired learning, impaired memory, or an impaired ability to regulate some stress responses. And when we experience a perceived threat, and that includes basically everything that we can perceive as threatening either our safety, status, or connection with others, it activates a body-wide stress response. Even if the perceived threat is just a difficult conversation you know you need to have with someone, that threat is not just in your head, it's in your body too. And if you pay close attention, you might notice maybe a rumbling sensation in your stomach, or you might notice a change in your posture or in your facial expression, in your breathing pattern, or you might break into cold sweat. All of that is your body telling you that it does not feel safe. And we all develop behavioral patterns to cope with those strong feelings. Yet often those patterns that develop as survival mechanisms during childhood, when you couldn't protect yourself, turn into maladaptive and dysfunctional behavior patterns later in life. For instance, we all know people who bend over backward to please others and always put themselves last, right? They can't say no, they have no boundaries, and they don't take good care of themselves. And maybe as a child, trying to please mommy might have been a winning strategy, but as an adult, the same strategy might cost you your mental and physical health. Or other examples of unresolved trauma might be being unable to express your emotions,
always feeling like a victim and always blaming others for everything that goes wrong in your life, not being able to speak your truth, or going numb and shutting down in conflict situations, or having anger issues. And if you recognize yourself in those examples, don't freak out. Most of us carry some of those invisible burdens with us. And the thing is that most people are not aware of those burdens, and they don't understand that even though those patterns might be subconscious, they can profoundly influence your experiences because they become the filters through which you see the world. If we believe that we are poor, we will experience everything through the filter of lack. We see our debts, our lacks of savings, the things we wish we could afford but can't, and all of that will create a poor experience. If we believe, on the other hand, that we will always have enough and that we'll always be supported, we see the world through the filter of abundance. We'll notice that we have enough oxygen to breathe, enough food to eat, enough water to drink, a warm home, friends and family who care about us. And this will create a rich experience. So that's why it's so important to become aware of your internal filters, of your unresolved traumas and your behavior patterns, because they literally change your world. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, your business reflects your internal world. So whether or not you feel safe, respected, and connected determines whether you're able to see and seize opportunities, communicate effectively, motivate and inspire others, or resolve conflicts without burning all bridges. And what I see happening a lot is that ambitious mission-driven entrepreneurs are so focused on revenue numbers, sales tactics, and the latest marketing strategies that they don't pay a lot of attention to all those so-called soft skills that we just mentioned. But that's kind of like focusing on the destination where you want to go without really looking after the vehicle that will get you there. So you can focus on the destination or your end goal all you want. If your vehicle is broken or has no fuel, you just won't get far, right? But the good news is that you can shift your mindset, you can heal all trauma, and you can practice emotional intelligence. And that's the beauty of neuroplasticity. It's never too late to teach your old brain some new tricks. So research also tells us you should not wait too long to change your unsupportive habits, because the longer you keep them, the more you strengthen the associated neuronal pathways. So what you want to do is A, become aware of your maladaptive habits, and B, change them as quickly as possible. And if you need help with that, just feel free to reach out or send me a message. And if you're committed, you can absolutely change your internal programming. You can break free from those old patterns that are no longer serving you and replace them with more supportive ones that will allow you to stay happier, healthier, and have better relationships. So that's it for today. Take care and talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Wired for Success podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, please take a sec to rate and review my show or share it with a friend. That way you can support the show and help me reach and support other entrepreneurs like yourself as well. If you would like my help to figure out how you can go from overwhelmed and overworked hustler to empowered and confident leader, check out my website at www.wiredforsuccess.solutions and book a free 20-minute strategy session with me. Can't wait to help you get wired for success. Until next time, take care. Bye.